Warm and militant greetings to all. My name is Emlyn, and I'm a part of Students and Workers United, or SWU, which is a progressive group of youth activists organizing with the National Democratic Movement of the Philippines on the unceded lands of the Lekwungen, Songhees, and Esquimalt peoples. I'd like to begin with the story of Jennifer Laude, who was a friend, sister, and daughter from the Philippines. She was described by her loved ones as joyful, fearless, and generous. But on October 11th, 2014, she was only 26 years old when American Marine Joseph Scott Pemberton discovered that she was a trans woman and murdered her. Crime. Due to the visiting forces agreement between the US and the Philippines governments, Pemberton was granted an absolute pardon by former President Rodrigo Duterte, and to this day, Laude's family is still seeking justice. Shame. Unfortunately, this despicable act is not an isolated case. Since buying the Philippines from Spain in 1898, the US has maintained a military presence in the archipelago, which has resulted in countless Filipino women, girls, and queer people being subject to violence by American agents. Colonialism and imperialism thrives off the subjugation of women and queer people, and encourages the societal conditioning of men to treat women as nothing more than exploitable objects. Shame. Patriarchy and colonialism need each other to maintain its hierarchy of exploitation. Jennifer Laude's murder was a direct outcome of the reality of US imperialism and of state-sanctioned abuse in the Philippines. This systemic abuse is set to heighten as the Philippine government plans to amend the Constitution, also known as the Charter Change, that would open the Philippines to further foreign capitalist plunder and control and intensify government corruption by politicians. This would directly push more Filipinos abroad in search of work, as conditions worsen back home. As Filipinos and allies in the diaspora, we must amplify the calls to oppose the charter change and the continuing exploitation of Filipino migrants. System change, not charter change. US imperialists out of the Philippines. Collectively fighting back against these systems is justified and needed if we want genuine change. In the words of Maria Lorena Berros, a Filipino revolutionary who was one of the founding members of Makibaka, a women's organization that was forced underground during former dictator Marcos Sr.'s regime. The new woman, the new Filipino, is first and foremost a militant. The new Filipino is one who can stay whole days and nights with striking workers, learning from them the social realities which her bourgeois education has kept from her. She is a woman who has discovered the exalting realm of responsibility, a woman engaged in the making of history, in the destruction of imperialism and feudalism, and the building of a new democratic society. No longer is she simply a woman for marriage, but a woman for action. As a group organizing for the genuine sovereignty and liberation of the Philippines from its corrupt puppet presidents and colonial masters, we understand that the struggle for women's liberation is tied to the struggle for national liberation, both in the Philippines and Palestine. Filipinos and Palestinians both share a rich history of resistance to colonial and imperialist oppression, and both face common enemies. The same Israeli-owned tech company, Albeit Systems, whose military weapons are used to murder and surveil Palestinians, also sells hundreds of millions of dollars of military weapons to the Philippine government, who in turn use these weapons to suppress dissent of the Filipino people. Shame. Shame on the US-backed Israel and Philippine government. Shame on the Canadian government. US imperialism is the #1 enemy of the people, from Turtle Island to Palestine to the Philippines. Our liberation will not be a dinner party, nor will it happen overnight. Let us embody the revolutionary spirit of Filipino women, like Lorena Berros, and join the struggle to dismantle these oppressive systems. Together we can build a future where women and all oppressed peoples get to live with freedom and dignity. We must continue to resist by any means necessary. I would like to leave you all with the words of Leila Khaled, a beloved Palestinian revolutionary. I have learned that a woman can be a fighter, a freedom fighter, a political activist, and that she can fall in love and be loved. She can be married, have children, be a mother. Revolution must mean life also, every aspect of life. From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine. From Palestine to the Philippines,
Stop the U.S. war machine!
from Palestine to the Philippines,
Stop the U.S. war machine!
Thank you for the organizers.